Welcome back to The Watch. And oh boy, I'm really happy about this one. Like, this is one of those ones where we are vindicated.
We won.
Yeah, we
won a battle.
Yeah. Embracer Group and Saints Row, is it Embracer Group or whoever it is? Take that goddamn L. You deserve it.
Big fat L for your big fat woke game.
Yeah. So
although we can't say fat. That's about, you know.
This is The Watch. We say what we like. We speak our mind. We speak the truth.
And if we can't, then you can go onto Patreon Subscribe to watch our truth.
That's right, you can.
Our truth. What is this crap? No, the truth. That's what we're saying here, not our truth.
But
the truth.
You can support us on a whole bunch of things. It would really help out the channel. It helps us bring content like this and content for our other channels. But yeah, thanks guys. So today, Saints Row.
Yes.
What do you know of the Saints Row reboot?
The reboot?
Yeah.
Very little. I remember it was released. Everyone was kind of like, "This looks really bad." By bad, I mean it just looked like it was just a social justice warrior fest. I remember the first initial like player reactions or like from streamers and whoever were like, "This game is bugged and glitchy and broken," and then nothing since. I never played it. I've never seen anyone I know own or play it.
Right.
It's all been like. In the web, people react like, yeah.
What was your history with the Saints Row franchise before the reboot? Did you have any experience?
Kind of. I own the second one, which I've heard is like one of the best ones. I got it a bit later in, I didn't get it when it first came out. It was like an on sale thing on Steam, and so it was a bit more dated. And I have played the third and fourth ones.
Right.
But like... I understand the appeal for Saints Row. I'm just more of a Grand Theft Auto guy.
Me too. But that doesn't mean I have anything against the Saints Row franchise. Yeah. I think it's pretty good. I've got nothing wrong with it. I
like their spice and their humor. That they obviously, for me, sometimes they go a bit too far in certain areas.
It's fine.
But like at the same time, it's like it's interesting to see a game so similar to Grand Theft Auto have its own personality, be its own type, stand on its own ground.
That's what I like about it.
Yeah.
So when they announced the reboot, a lot of fans were kind of excited. I mean, thinking about a new Saints Row game, because there hadn't been one in a good while.
Wow, and they kind of, how can I say, not drove the franchise into the ground, but they were definitely done with what they had already been done. Like, they went so over the top to the point where it's like, okay, we had to reset everything, clean the slate, just because...
I'm going to be honest. Okay. I'm not saying that the over-the-topness in the later games was better than what came before it. I'm just saying I personally... It didn't make me dislike it. I was I can...
I'm just saying, once you've gone to hell and space and all these other things, it's like, you need to actually reboot just so that expectations of players are like... reset as well.
That is a very valid point. Then we got gameplay and trailers of what was to come with the Saints Row reboot, and let's just say the backlash was swift and immense. People were not feeling it. No. I was not feeling it. The first, it's just... it's so predictable, this cycle at this point. It's just like they put out a game, it's all modern LA, hipster. Oh, am I right? Let's go get some Starbucks. And everybody's like, who is this for? It's not for the fans. Who the f*** is this for?
I actually legitimately question, because when the games like this are made, you need to pitch this to the board of directors. Like, publishers have to be pitched this, and usually that material has like marketing and target audience, and like, I wonder who the target audience was. Maybe they're like, hey, we're appealing to the new generation, and where social justice is more of a thing, and we're trying to be how would you say, like, socially responsible while still being criminals.
Yeah. And people did not like it. Original Saints Row fans didn't like it. Anybody who liked any of the Saints Row games didn't like it. And we were very vocal. A lot of people were very vocal about this. People savaged it online. And the Saints Row, the official Saints Row Twitter was basically like, haters gonna hate.
Yeah.
We are not backing down. I think that was the actual quote. We are not backing down. Good. Take that L. That's why I'm so happy about this. It's one of those things where if a company does this and they take it in this direction that fans don't like, it's like, I'm not going to support it. I don't like it. Fine. But when they come out, it's always when they come out against the fans and they say this, like, don't like it, don't buy it. Yeah. It's those cases where I am just, yes. Yeah.
Justice will be served.
Take that L. That's when I really yeah. You deserve this. And we're seeing it now because now the earnings and I'm pretty sure the CEO of the head, the ones that own all of these sorts of things, came out and said Saints Row
bombed
in corporate speak.
Yeah,
it was
really bad. It was a mistake. We should have never done it.
So now we've got an article here: Saints Row franchise in jeopardy. Well, this is one of those things where it's like, what do you even mean by that? The Saints Row franchise. The Saints Row franchise, you could come out and do a Saints Row game that's true to the originals, or at least something new and fresh on them, and I'm sure people wouldn't mind it. But the Saints Row reboot, the new franchising,
that's in jeopardy. Yeah,
that never even got off the ground. What are you talking about?
True. It never had the feet to stand on to be its own franchise. Anyways,
it was just taking the name.
Yeah,
and nothing else.
Okay, so the Embracer Group is taking fewer risks after Saints Row flop. Would you really consider that what they did was a risk?
This is what it. To like someone like me or someone who likes the Saints Row franchise, hell yeah, it's a risk. Like what? This is nothing to do with the you know what I mean, right? Like
I know what you mean, but I don't think this, because I think especially when making games, risks are something where when making games, I think risks are different. Okay, risks are something you're taking a chance on something that you believe in, that you can see a positive outcome on. And did they really think that making this game more social justice-y, millennial, Gen Z or whatever, that's like, I don't know the words for it. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, but at the same time, I don't think it's a risk. I think it's just a dumb decision.
Yeah, but it's a risk because it's like if you make an Aliens movie and there's no aliens in it. Like, it's a risk to do that.
Oh, see, I think that's not a risk. That's just like an idiotic move.
But it's a risk because
risk is like.
But no, but you're putting your money up for it, and then you're risking that money.
Yeah.
So it's a it's a risk.
Okay, I'm trying to be more analytical there because I think in business terms, a risk should actually make sense with a return. It's like your Aliens example, not having aliens in Aliens is like dumb. It's like having a Call of Duty game without any guns. It's not a risk. It's a stupid decision. A risk, okay, for Call of Duty.
It could be both. They're not mutually it could be dumb and a risk.
A risk, I feel like, has at least that element of like, okay, things could work out for us.
Well, these idiots probably thought it could work out. But
okay. Let me just get this straight for everyone who watches film, TV, and plays games, okay? The social justice movement is a lot smaller than we actually think. The market is a lot smaller.
Oh, it's minuscule.
Mini.
Yeah,
okay?
It's tiny.
And so I think anyone who thinks that kind of trying to cater towards this group
is a risk.
Is stupid.
And a risk.
It's like... I don't understand, right, how developers can make games for this community, but then they won't try and make games for, like, the elderly. Like, I think the Wii was a risk, but there was an element of, like, but if we get everyone to play games, then we'll get more sales and whatever. Where this is like, you can already tell the backlash is going to happen from this, and the small group's going to be like, yes, thank goodness, but obviously your sales aren't going to... I can't think of any social justice movie, TV show, or game that has actually come into proper spotlight and been praised and popular because of its messaging. Like, everything ends up being very controversial, or it's not that political and everyone likes it because it isn't going to...
Leave it in the comments if there's anything that's been overtly social justice worry and that has succeeded because of those elements.
Yeah.
Not just it has them in there and it's attached, like for the Hogwarts Legacy, good example. It has those elements, but it's attached to something so huge, it's going to succeed.
Exactly.
It's going to succeed.
Something
that specifically is targeted to that demographic
Like,
and
I think
has
the
succeeded.
reason why Marvel movies have still somewhat stayed afloat is because they've been attached to something
Yeah.
that people already liked. Once you just have the social justice movement be its core message,
its identity,
then a lot of people either don't care or hate it and therefore don't want to interact with it.
There's a reason why these things keep failing. It's because they keep latching on to like a symbiote. They keep latching onto these things we love, and then they go and infect it.
Yeah.
That's why it's just so predictable at this point. And I'm so happy that they've lost. I think they spent $100 million on this game, something around that. So, back in September of 2022, Embracer CEO Lars Wingefors? I don't know. I don't care. Said the new Saints reboot would make money, but it wasn't very likely to achieve a high ROI. ROI is return on investment, basically. So they thought back then it would make a little bit of money.
Yeah, like it would reach what its budget was, and then it'd be a little bit over.
Break even, and then a little bit more.
Yeah, just a little bit.
A little bit more.
Just a bit of his bonus check. You know?
Yeah. So then it's come out recently, and I think it was a quarterly reports earning or something like that, that the game cost over $100 million to make. Now, for a game, I would say that's not outlandish at all.
That's about average.
Yeah, especially for modern like AAA titles, that sort of thing. But to make back that money, you need to make a lot of sales. And if there's one thing that Saints Row didn't do was make a lot of sales.
No, and plus I think about all the people who saw play it, streamers and reviewers, probably all got review copies or like early access copies.
Yes.
I don't actually know anyone who has bought a copy of this game. Period.
Yeah. And then we've fast forwarded to current news, and the reason why this is back in the headlines is because the Embracer Group has decided that they are going to be very, very selective with what games they are going to be making in the future. They're going to be very careful for going forward.
Here's what I'm scared though, because that's corporate speak there.
Yeah.
I'm scared if they're going to double down.
No, I don't think it will.
I know we say obviously the game was bad. They wouldn't double down on that, but you never know. You don't know who runs these companies. They could be like, oh, we weren't progressive enough.
No, this is one of those ones where they now fully understand just how bad of a decision it was. I feel like, as stupid as these people are, we're at a point where it's like they've lost money. They even saying back then, we know it's going to make money. Maybe it'll make a little bit of money. Now we're fast forwarding and like, it probably didn't even make money at this point. Right from the get-go, the backlash was immense, and it was specifically singular. As soon as the game came out, it was still that this is a terrible game, but it was also that the game was a buggy, terrible mess.
Yeah.
There
are
is
2 L's in 1.
Yeah, there is no way that they will double down on this. It's just, you would have to be. I can't say it on YouTube.
You can fill in the blanks, everyone.
Yeah, you can fill in the blanks. Like, this is one of those ones where the L is just, we're at such high levels. You can't, if you double down on it, you deserve to go bankrupt.
Yeah.
I mean, they deserve to be
business
honest.
101.
Yeah,
you didn't make sales, you got to figure out why. And here's the thing.
It's not even like it's a rocket science. Like, the why. Why did it fail? I wonder why. It's not even like it takes a second. They knew on day one. They defended. They said, we're not backing down. They knew what the issue was right from the get-go.
I guess I'm just worried, like I said before, the reason why I think they could double down on things is because they could be, in business meetings, okay? There's like the CEO or director or whatever, and there's these market analyzers who are like, the reason why the game didn't sell well wasn't because of the messaging or agenda in the game, okay? We still need to have type 1, type 2 genders, okay? That's fine. What the issue was with development and the bugs. We need to fix that, and we also need to do like free weekends for people to play the game, to do all this sort of stuff, because I feel like they're still going to, like, obviously because they made this game, the people who were in charge of making it are okay with making stuff like that, and they probably think that way.
Right.
And so I think there might be some improvements. Maybe there'll be some backlash from higher up saying, okay, you guys need to like make this game more for the average consumer or the average gamer. But I'm also really concerned about they've taken a loss. But we've seen it in the past. Like Marvel, how many times must we call out the MCU before they stop doing it? They're not going to stop doing it.
You're right. What they're going to do is they are going to give you a game that the fans kind of want.
Yeah.
It'll have the same aesthetic. It'll have the proper Saints, but the messaging and the political stuff will still be there in a subversive way.
Yeah.
That's what they will do.
Yeah.
I declare this.
Yeah, I declare it too. We're going to get another. We're going to get a third reboot.
Yeah.
Where it feels like, you know, Saints Row 3, 4. Maybe they'll even go back to like 1 and 2.
Yeah.
They'll try and give it a more grounded approach. But then the politics inside it, because there was obviously lots of commentary in the previous Saints Row games. The politics is still going to be the same, just kind of hidden behind a veil of like, it's what you know and love, guys.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
And they'll get called out on it, but because it has a thin veneer of being Saints, people will be like you're overreacting. They learned their lesson. This time it's going to be good.
And maybe because they've learned their lesson in the comment section, they'll get some heroes in the comments saying too. Like we get that with people all the time. Whenever we occasionally I'll comment on a trailer or whatever and say, this looks pretty meh. And then as soon as I say that, I get 10 comments on mine saying like, oh, it's not that bad, you're like overreacting.
Well, it's the same thing when I be fair and balanced. When I say, well, I mean, this doesn't look like the worst thing. Well, people go, what? You can't do it. And it's like, you've never heard of, playing devil's advocate?
Yeah.
We're trying to present all the sides so then we can tear those sides apart. That's the whole point.
So I wouldn't be surprised as well if there's a bigger marketing campaign behind the next one. But that also concerns me because usually that takes budget out of other resources they'd use for the game, but they don't want it to be a buggy mess. Like there's so many things.
Well, do remember I said it yesterday on the live stream yesterday. Check that out if you haven't already. Price sets expectations. It was priced like a AAA game.
Yeah,
and it was not a AAA
did not play
game.
like one. Look, there is the chance, okay, if you want to be very optimistic, they could clear house of those people. They could hire new teams. It's a lot of effort.
I mean, that's what I would do.
That's what I would do too.
I doubt that's what they're going to do.
Who knows?
But I'm going to be honest. It seems like the CEO, because I have seen other quotes from him in the past about Saints Row. It seems like he's not as delusional as everybody else. He's like, we missed the mark here. It's might make money, but it probably won't. Like, he seems to be like, at least
more balanced.
He's not like Kevin Feige, like, oh, everything's good. We're going ahead. Everything's great. He's not like that. He's like, It seems like this is a bit of an out.
Someone a bit more grounded, which actually I do appreciate.
What was Kevin Feige's thing? What was it? Oh, I don't see superhero fatigue ever setting in. Yeah. We've had superheroes since the 1940s. It's like, bruv, that's not the point of what people are asking you. We're talking about Marvel fatigue. I digress. But yeah, that's basically the entire situation up to this point. I don't think we've missed anything. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe they'll take another L, which would be awesome because they deserve it. But yeah, is that everything?
That's everything. We'll stay on watch for this one. Hopefully get a good game. Maybe because I'm also worried about the new Grand Theft Auto game. Oh yeah, because leaks for that have come out, and I know. And talking about games in general, okay, what I've noticed a lot is veterans have left, new people have come in, younger people have come in, different agendas have come in, and the games have changed drastically because of it.
They even censored Grand Theft Auto when they did the PC ports. Like, because I have my Xbox 360 I still have my GTA 5 on that, and I have GTA 5 on PC, and there is like joke censored and stuff like that. Like this new game, I'm sure it's going to be more of the same. And then that's not even to mention this launcher, and like you have to be online to connect. Like,
But to give you all some good news, I want to just shout out a game that's coming out. It's called The Finals. It's a first-person shooter, and it's so basically the guys at DICE who made the old Battlefield games, all the veterans got kicked out. Ooh. And that's when, Battlefield 2048, the really crappy one, the new guys made that one. The old guys have gone and made this new game, which looks really sick. Interesting. So
Might have to check
the good thing with games, at least in that space, is that we can get AAA games like this and they can waste their money, but then all the good people can still go and make whatever they want because here's the thing, they've got the skill for it. They can get the budget.
We'll get all the Bungie veterans to make a new Halo game.
You know what's crazy though? The amount of Bungie veterans who get outsourced to make multiplayer maps for 343.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's insane. Like the game space is actually insane when it comes to this movement because unlike like comic books and TV shows, so you basically need to have the big man to give you the money, and so if you're not reaching, their agenda, you don't really get it. At least with games and stuff, if you've got the skill base, there is someone who will pay you the money for it.
Steam bankrolls you, Epic bankrolls you, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's everything. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave comments down below what you think of all of this drama. Did you play Saints Row? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it?
And if you like this video, then you should support us.
Yes.
By doing any of those things, link in the description.
Do the things with the things and the things and the...
You know what to do. Anyways, everyone, stay on watch.